To my page, Humbly Lives in Me. This is Christine, and happy Saturday. I will be reading an excerpt from my book, The Fallen Woman Becoming God's Best. And I've been posting on my Facebook page, story, whatever, about my books and things that I post that's inside of my book. I am an relationship advocate for women, and I love reading about love, romance. I'm a hopeless romanticist myself. So, by saying all of that, I wasn't here last week, so I am definitely trying to be more consistent, and I'm trying to at least post a video once a week. I do want to get up to at least twice a week, maybe. But in this, chapter I will be reading from is chapter 15, and is the title of it is "The Desires of Your Heart." And it reads, if you are a single woman, the desire of your heart is a husband who will love you dearly. The longing you feel is what God placed inside you. He has made a man for you. Your biggest challenge is learning how to wait on God and walk through life totally undisturbed by our singleness. Now, I know that sounds simple, but it can be almost impossible to be undisturbed by this fact. But we have to trust God and be content in our singleness. I actually, just to be transparent, I was discussing it with a girlfriend one time, and I told her, I said, I'm praying that that God remove this contentment, because I've gotten so complacent and so content in my singleness that it will be almost not impossible, but everything is possible with the help of God. But you can be so complacent and so content that you don't even desire to be in a relationship. So I had to, we were discussing this, and she said, yeah, if the longer you are with being alone, it gets difficult. But anyway, that's what this is saying. You have to learn how to be content. And I have grown to be so content that I'm praying not to be so content. So within the last year, I have been intentionally preparing myself for a possible mate or husband. Not mate, I'll just say husband, because that's what I truly desire. But anyway, that's what I was going to read. And then it jumps over to my search for love years ago led me into dangerous territory over and over again. All of my failed relationships and my doings got me nowhere. Fed up with unfaithful and relationships, I graciously am learning to wait on God to give me the desires of my heart. I need to be alone for my sakes and His too, to prepare myself. At His feet, He told me I had a lot to learn before He could send me into the arms of a man He has designed for me. He encouraged me to begin my preparation like Esther like Esther in the Bible, where she prepped for 12 months before her king could even see his potential bride. So, let's see. A creative woman is motivated by the desire to achieve, not by the desire to misconstrue others. And also, it say Ruth set her mind on the business of gleaning in the fields and followed her mother-in-law's advice is how she got her husband. She knew something about submission that I have to yet learn about myself. So when you are totally independent for so many years, because you do develop a habit of being totally dependent, and so you have to learn how to adjust your life with living with a mate. When I was married, it was I didn't have a problem with it, but since I've been divorced and living single for so long, I don't know. I'm sure I wouldn't have a problem if that's what it takes to be in a marriage, to be submissive to a man. The whole idea of submission is something too many women snigger, sneer, or roll her eyes and reject the S word. God has commanded this in the Bible, but women for a long time have an unhealthy misunderstanding of what it actually means. I don't think women would have such disdain or disgust if she met Mr. Right, who loves her as Christ loves the church. So that's what I wrote in my book. I don't believe, because I mean, I really don't think if you find was married to the right man, you will have a problem with the S word. That it would just come natural. Now, that's how I feel. I'm not speaking for every woman, but if you truly desire to have a husband and God sends you the right man, I wouldn't see why a woman would resist being submissive. But anyway, I didn't have a whole lot to say. I was just wanting to get on here and be consistent. I've been listening to different people on social media about marriage. Are you ready for marriage? And my answer to that was no one's ever totally, completely ready for marriage. It's something that you have to have a open heart to, and you are willing to share your life with someone, and you sharing. I mean, every aspect of your life is just something that you have to take one day at a time, and it have to be someone that you really care about or you love and you're compatible, and I mean, it's just going to naturally flow if that's the right person. Now, if it's not the right person, I don't care what you do. I don't care how many times you try to restart it over. It's just not going to work. And I even said it has to be the man I'm with. I have to feel butterflies. I really have to. It has to be there. I mean, if it's not, I don't think I even want to even bother with going into a relationship. But if it's the right man, everything is just going to flow easily, ladies. You know what I'm talking about. It has to. You have to have that chemistry. You got to have that. You got to have that attraction to him. So I hope I said something here about the desires of our heart. We have to be willing to wait and be content in our waiting until he finds us. You have to let him find you. You have to let him find you now. And also, just being, when you find the right one and you have the right chemistry, you have the right compatibility, the submission just going to automatically come anyway. So it's not going to be a problem. I don't know. I mean, sometimes we get in relationships with people that we just just for the sake of having somebody. And then that's when you have all these problems and complications. But you wait on the right one, it's going to flow so smoothly that you're like, wow, can this really be true? Thank y'all for coming to my page. Check my book out on Amazon.com. And I write to inspire, motivate, and encourage women and men as well. I have several other books on there. Thank you. Have a blessed Saturday.